The Cheating Death Podcast is a comedy podcast providing objective information about each and every situation under the sun. We are not political nor religious. We are analytical and slightly litigious. Your discretion in this matter is advised. On today's episode of the Cheating Death Podcast, we get into psychopaths versus schizophrenics, the age-old debate of, wait a minute, this is a thing? We provide you with a whole new Annihilation Announcement, a new joke of the episode, a couple more questions from the mailbag, and a lot more. So, by now, dear listener, you of course know what to do. Grab yourself a coffee, put your feet up, grab yourself a warm blanket, and let us tell you how you can cheat death. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. What is categorized as a mental disorder versus a symptom? Well, we are no medical professionals here at the podcast, but we understand that there is an entire spectrum and diagram of a whole list of things that people go throughout their lives as it pertains to mental disorders and systematic issues within the mind. We, as a species, are not very kind to ourselves anymore. We keep pushing ourselves to produce faster, to quantify things in shorter periods of time. It is not fair, nor is it fun for the individual in whom may need to take a break to be told that they cannot slow down yet just to keep going. But, dear listener, you are the barometer. You are the measuring stick for your own life. Do what you can and do as you wish. Just make sure that you do not sleep with the fish. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tag und eine gute Nacht. Ist eine Reisende und eine Ausländer und deine Allesfresser. Bist du traurig? Du ganz allein? Ich nicht mehr. Komm mit mir. We, as a species, dear listener, are plagued with so many different mental health ailments and maladies that it boggles the mind how one can even survive in today's condition. We look at what constitutes a mental illness versus what constitutes a danger to society, and sometimes those two are not necessarily conducive, nor one and the same. We look at one end of the spectrum, and you look at schizophrenic individuals, those with either tendencies or full-blown schizophrenic affective disorder. You understand that the idea, the notion, the general understanding is that these people are no longer in control. Without medication, without assistance, without help, there really is not much that they can do. So you look towards the sky, and you look towards the sun for answers. And some of these people, when it comes to exactly the level of assistance they need, most people are aware that they hear voices. Most people are aware that there are delusions that are attached to schizophrenic people. There are a litany of treatments and medications that can control schizophrenia and schizophrenic tendencies, but there is no cure for schizophrenia, nor any of its related symptoms or disorders. You can only manage it. And even then, sometimes you do not win each and every single round of the fight. You take into understanding when schizophrenia and bipolar disorder were compared back in the 1980s, doctors could not distinguish for the better part exactly what triggered schizophrenia to begin, where it emanated from, exactly what type of chemical firing in the brain could cause one to be a schizophrenic individual, whereas psychopathy is on the opposite end of the scale, a complete element of behavioral shift, pattern, format, where the only thing that matters is control, being correct, everything being meticulously crafted as if tailored just for that individual, as if customized to each and every single microsecond of every single day. And if something goes wrong, that individual completely loses their composure, sometimes to an extreme degree, where violence, dissociation, and a complete and abject disdain and disregard for human life is formed. Whereas you have the schizophrenia, which disables that individual from knowing that that element is there. Then on the other side of the spectrum, the psychopathic spectrum, you have that individual knowing it's there, but just choosing to behave in a way that will harm other people, knowing what the implications, knowing what the results will be, knowing exactly how much pain, how much suffering, how much of everything is going to go through that person's mind and that person's soul before they can see for themselves exactly how much the psychopathic mind tries to torment the schizophrenic mind. We look at it from a battle perspective. Why do psychopaths hate schizophrenics so much? Why do schizophrenics fear psychopaths so much? It's simple. Schizophrenic individuals are individuals in whom are heavily artistic, idealistic, and people in whom are very, very in touch with their emotions for the most part. They're very emotional people, whereas psychopaths, cold, calculated, manipulated, conniving. So for decades and decades that we are actively aware, if not centuries or millennia, these two segments of society have been at war, and it is pretty clear that it is not going to end anytime soon. Thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. At the top of the program, we promised you a list of our top 5 favorite Silent Hill 2 moments. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Coming in at number 5, the opening scene where James enters the washroom. Coming in at number 4, James entering Rosewater Park for the first time. Coming in at number 3, James entering Toluca Prison for the first time. Coming in at number 2, Pyramid Head ominously making his appearance as you make your way through the prison. And of course, coming in at number 1, the dog ending. What are your 5 favorite Silent Hill 2 moments? Feel free to email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. On today's episode of the Mailbag, we start off in Vancouver, British Columbia. We speak to Sean, where he asks, "Dear Cheating Death Podcast, what is your favorite kind of weed? I know that you've spoken about drugs on the program before, but what is your favorite kind of weed? Thank you for all the cool content so far." Well, Sean, that's one heck of a question. Admittedly speaking, I do not have a favorite kind of weed, so to speak, but any THC, oil product, or cartridge product that will attach to a 510 battery and provide a little bit of a blueberry or a strawberry flavor, and will immediately take care of whatever neurological and musculoskeletal spasms, pain I'm dealing with at the time, will automatically become my favorite. Thank you so very much for your question, Sean. Our next question comes to us all the way from the Yukon, all the way in northwestern Canada. Comes to us from a lad named Larry. Larry asks, "Hey, Cheating Death Podcast. Really like the attitude and energy you guys got going on there. Do you fish? If so, what's your favorite kind of fishing?" Well, that's one heck of a question. And let me tell you this, taking into account how many different kinds of fishing there are and how much fun a lot of it is, there is no way that we can narrow down on exactly what our favorite kind of fishing is. But let me tell you, going out in a boat, small little motor, maybe one or two other people, have yourself a rod and reel, tackle box. It's about 5:30 in the morning. You're getting there just as sunrise hits. You guys are going to be out there for the day. You got plenty of food. You got maybe 72 cans of beer to drink while you're out there. That is probably my favorite kind of fishing. Thank you so much for the question. Our next question comes to us all the way from the very middle of the United States of America. Yes, we are coming to you from Kansas. Our next question comes to us from Topeka, Kansas. And Alan asks, "Hey there, Cheating Death Podcast. Hope you're having a great day. My question is, what is your favorite kind of barbecue?" Now, I don't necessarily mean what's your favorite meat. I mean, what's your favorite style of barbecue? Ooh, a barbecue question. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, first and foremost, hello to you, Kansas. Lovely, lovely state. And thank you very much for your question, Alan. It's a lovely question. So top 3, offhand, charcoal, propane, and smoking. I would prefer smoked meat over just about anything. Long-term, dry cure, dry aged, all that. Absolutely tremendous. No other way to have it. Thank you so very much for your question. If you would like to have your question read on the program, please email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com or leave a comment below. A friend of mine drove into a pole at a cemetery the other day. They did not appear to be injured, but I am told that they were to expect grave consequences. We take for granted just how fragile the mental ecosystem is. Whether you are diagnosed as a schizophrenic or as a psychopathic individual, the two are entirely different psychiatric situations. Many will find that there is a litany of expression to those in whom have schizophrenia, but a lack of expression to those who are psychopathic. Control and elements of ideology dwelling in between the Venn diagram of both situations. It is pretty easy to see exactly why both individuals and both personality types may be at war with each other. Thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. The Cheating Death Podcast is brought to you by Nachdem Leben CRDVC, Cleric, Chaos Realm, and where you can find all podcasts on all platforms. We'd like to thank Hunter Collins and Ransom for their very generous donation to the Injury Support and Buy Me a Coffee Fund, as well as Carol for her recent support to the Injury Support Fund as well. It's going to be very, very difficult here for the next few months, so if you'd like to support the program, you may do so at the links in the episode's description. At the Buy Me a Coffee, purchase merch, grab yourself a cameo, book yourself a meeting, and much, much more. If you'd like to follow the program, you may do so at twitter.com/clericchaos and youtube.com/clericchaos and twitter.com/weallcheatdeath and youtube.com/weallcheatdeath. If you or anyone you know is experiencing psychiatric duress, domestic violence, emotional distress, or an emergency situation, please contact one of the 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week telephone numbers in the episodes and the podcast's description. You are not alone, you are strong, and you can survive. If you are looking at adopting a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit your local animal adoption rescue center. And just remember, dear listener, that life is not easy. It never will be. You must find a way that works for you. Do your best not to harm people on the way. Remember, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together.